Okay.
You always teach
Show me,
us
okay, let me show you something. You show me the law that what you say is correct. Because I'm gonna show you the laws what I'm saying is correct.
No, I'm asking.
I'm asking you. You keep saying you going back and forth between lowercase c and uppercase C. The word citizen, period, is a bad word.
Okay.
And I'm telling you that.
Okay.
Because what are you going to be a citizen of? What? Who are you?
So Akeem.
Yeah.
This is Mike McCraney. Just to clarify, so you're a North Carolinian nationality, not a North Carolinian.
I'm more than just a North Carolinian national. I'm more than just that.
Okay, but you're not. When I use Floridian, I'm not saying I'm a state citizen. That's my nationality.
You're a Floridian.
Right. Well,
but not a citizen of the United States.
And I knew you conflicted with Chris, but I just couldn't. I knew you kept using North Carolina, and I didn't see that. Yeah. But now that makes it clear.
Right. He goes state citizen. His paperwork specifically says state citizen.
Right.
My paperwork doesn't say that at all.
So you're resting. You stopped at the nationality, and that's
let me ask you a question. Where are you from?
I was born in what?
Actually, the other gentleman that was speaking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm an inhabitant or from the land known as Florida.
Right. There you go. You just said it. You're an inhabitant. You're a free inhabitant.
Right.
See, a citizen represents you're a subject to something.
Oh, I agree.
Right. Either way you put it.
And see, when I was talking to Chris about that same thing, he didn't treat me like he treated you. He got mad.
No, Chris gets kind of hot under the collar when you don't agree with him sometimes.
Right.
But I just let him go off, and then he calms down. He comes back.
Gotcha.
That's just how he is. So I know how to deal with him. But you have to understand, they created these titled citizens when they came in and settled on these lands. There was other people here. You understand? There was other indigenous people who were living here first. So they had to create a distinct and separate titles for the people who came and settled. Now,
well, what I like about what you teach, you're one of the only guys, and I've been studying this passport for a long time, but you're one of the only guys that where I learned that same thing from is the Articles of Confederation, show that.
Right. I'm going to show you the Articles of Confederation. It says, well, since we on it, y'all took me there, let's go to the Articles of Confederation. Let's do that. Because that's one of the things that I teach is the Articles of Confederation. See, the thing is, I don't want to use any word that the United States is using to create slaves. And citizens is everywhere. You might have a point with the upper and lower and all of that, but I just don't. Why use that word when I'm looking at the Articles of Confederation and it's telling me how they looking at people? Articles of Confederation. Let's go there. First of all, here's the Articles of Confederation. The style of this confederacy shall be the United States of America. So the true title of this it's a confederacy, meaning a confederacy is a group of states got together to create a compact to do commerce amongst each other. They have a confederacy. When people look at Confederate soldiers and all of this stuff, they got a movie definition of confederacy. That's just a group of people, which is these first 13 states, which was the first 13 colonies, got together and created the Confederacy, the United States of America. Then it said each state retains its sovereignty, freedom, and independence, and every power, jurisdiction, and right, which is not by this confederation expressly delegated to the United States in Congress assembled. You see, what they did was, the real title is called the United States in Congress assembled. That's the real title. But they shortened it up because Congress didn't have any power outside of the United States. So we got to get some people, we got to get us some subjects. We got to get us some citizens of the United States or US citizens that we can make money off of. See, the United States was specifically designed to be a contractor, to make things happen between the different states, the go-between, right? It was never supposed to have as much power as it does now. That's why they created this section, but by cession of a particular state, they have power. So they had to formally give up the rights through the Constitution to say, well, I get these people to fill out your paperwork. That's why your driver's licenses those are federal forms, because you go to each individual state and you'll see that the forms is basically the same and ask the same questions. That is a federal mandated form for all of the states to use. Then they created another mandate. Oh, you have to have the real ID. A lot of states bucked them. One of the biggest states that was bucking them was South Carolina. You know, I'm not gonna. They didn't want to do the form because South Carolina is one of the few states you can go fill out your driver's license by paper. Everywhere else, they want you to do it their little electronic system, and then they're gonna automatically check off U.S. citizen for you, and you gotta demand that you're not a U.S. citizen. Oh yes, you can go into the driver's license place and tell them who you are, and it's a normal process. Because when my son went into the North Carolina DMV and did his, and he was handing over all of his documents to show that who he was, he just so happened coincidentally got a highway patrol guy from Alaska, where that process is normal there, where people distinguish themselves from being U.S. citizens and being indigenous. She said, oh, I'm familiar with this. And he proceeded to process the paperwork. And one of his co-workers was like, oh, you're giving up all your rights if you're not a U.S. citizen. He told her straight to her face, no, he's not. He's actually going to have more than you. And she got confused. And that was the end of that conversation. You see? See, they know what you're supposed to do. The reason why the forms look that way now is because we haven't been demanding it, because we've been miseducated to fill out a form a certain way. When they asked us U.S. citizen, we made the presumption, oh, I'm a U.S. citizen because I live in North Carolina. I live in Florida. No, you're not a U.S. citizen. Never was, never will be. You presume to be one because the forms they gave you that perception. And back to Gronsky, if you go read, he's in New Hampshire. You go read his Constitution. See, Gronsky is not a real big Constitution guy where he really dug into it. You go read his Constitution, they got 3 sets of subjects there. They got the people, they got the citizens, and then they got the subjects. People don't understand that by definition, Black's Law Dictionary, and I'm gonna read this. When they say people, they mean a specific group of people. That doesn't represent everyone. So you have to know who you're calling yourself to, people. Give me a second, I'm gonna look it up. People. I'm sorry I can't show this on my screen because there's no Black's Laws dictionaries on the internet to do it. People. You know, I've actually tried to sit down and talk with him about it, but you know, he's stuck on what he knows of the several states. They're using people, subjects, league of friendship with each other for their common defense, the security of their liberties, and their mutual and general welfare, binding themselves to assist each other against all force offered to or tax made upon them or any of them on account of religion, science, trade, or any of pretense, whatever. So they created this to say, hey, we're gonna be working together. They defend our liberties, our religious freedoms. They didn't have that before when they were under the rule of England. To the better to secure and perpetuate mutual friendship and intercourse among the people of different states in this union, the free inhabitants, here it is, of each of these states, paupers, vagabonds, fugitives from justice accepted, shall be entitled to all privileges and immunities of free citizens in the several states. So what are they saying? This is why I don't want to use the citizen stuff, right? The free citizens of the several states are who? Puerto Rico, Guam, all those little outlying, Mariana Islands, all those places, those are the citizens of the several states. So you want to, they gave you clear distinction, free inhabitant of these states. Then they talked about free citizens in the several states. So free inhabitant is the word of the day. That's it, free inhabitant. See, when they're treating you with these W-4 forms and all these other sets, you're not a free inhabitant. Because why? You're telling me I have to get all of these licenses, this, that, and the other, and if I don't get them, you're gonna fine me. I can't drive, I can't, that's not a free inhabitant. Then let's go down a little bit more. What does it say? I don't want to read the whole thing. I might have to do it. Oh, no. And people of each state shall free ingress and regress to and from any other state and shall enjoy therein all the privilege of trade and commerce, subject to the same duties and positions and restrictions as the inhabitants thereof is retrospectively, provided that such restrictions shall not extend so far as to prevent the removal of property imported into any state to any other state, of which the owner is an inhabitant. They're not using citizen. They use it inhabitant. Now, I was on the archives and I pulled out my great-great-great-grandfather's, he wrote a letter to the president. I think it was Andrew Johnson. Coincidentally, not coincidentally, but strangely enough, he was a Confederate soldier and he was asking for forgiveness. And when he wrote, he said, "My name is William Barber. I am a native of South Carolina, but now reside in Georgia." I think at that time, he was in Marietta, Georgia, somewhere. He called himself a native. He didn't say citizen. Citizen, you can use it in your paperwork if you want to, but I can't tell you what the results of. All I know is the way my affidavit is drafted, I get no problems. So until something comes up, a good word, but as far as what I'm studying, it is not a good word to me in any form. So, any questions before I move on? Because I got to get to this Ben Tillman speech. Your mics are open. Somebody in the chat.
Man, how y'all doing out there? How are you doing? I hope everybody's doing well. You're meeting your challenges and your goals and all of that stuff. I just want to play. Playing that clip that I just played from our nationality and 1099 trust and nationality, I think it is, webinar that we did. Me and Al did a couple of years ago. It's actually two parts to that. I'm only show you guys the stuff about the passport. I don't show you all the 1099 stuff that he goes over because that's his stuff and it's proprietary information. So that only gets shown to my people in the membership. Those when we start talking details about 1099s. So sorry. But if you want to be a part of the membership, Akimel.com, click the recruitment process, discharge recruitment process link. It's up there. It's $49.95. Oh, I mean, that's what it costs. I'm sorry. I had a chance. I was doing it $1,500. Then I raised it to like $1,900, something like that. $400, something like that. Listen, people are paying it. I had 2 people join this week. So, because they see the value. Plus, they have relatives that got results. So, I want to go back to what I was talking about, the Articles of Confederation. I want to go back to that. First, before I go back to that, let me give you all the information on the seminar. It's coming close. It's really a week and a half away. Here it is. It should have Al's name on it, but it doesn't. That was the old flyer. But the payment information is the same. People were asking me how to pay. The payment information is right there on the flyer. It's right there. Contact the young lady. She's handling everything. There are a few seats available. I can't tell you how many because I'm not counting, but I know a lot of people this week was contacting me. So, Atlanta, y'all can make it. Be there. I hope to see y'all there. But let's go back to what I was just reading in that webinar, because you know how you read something over and over again and then you're like, wait a minute, guess what? Because I was explaining something, and a lot of times I'll be coming from a different realm when I'm teaching. And we're going to talk about different realms tonight. I'm going to blow y'all mind right from the Bible. I was talking to Ahmed about this earlier. But I'm going to go and break some stuff down about where y'all really from, who y'all real ancestors are. Okay? We're going to talk about that. Let me wait. I'll wait. I'm going to wait. I'm going to pour this last little bit of stuff in here. In my cup. Yeah, empty. By the way, man, me and Beth went to go see that movie, the Mission Impossible movie. Man, it was, listen, I like mostly all of the Mission Impossible movies, but this one beat them, eclipsed them. It eclipsed every Mission Impossible there was. This one here. And man, they telling y'all what is about to go down with this world. They revealing all the secrets. And one thing about this movie, they always show those ancient looking buildings with the tech on it. The big old church looking buildings, the big old. Listen, you got to see the movie. It's showing your ancestral beginnings in there. Those buildings, your ancestors built those buildings. If y'all didn't know that, y'all know that now. You okay? But anyway, I got the screen shared of which one is this? This is the video. This here. Let me go over here. Why is it showing like that? I don't like that. Why is it showing in such a... Stop this. Go back. Oh, it's acting weird. Let's remove this. Let's share the screen again. All right. I don't know why it does that. It used to fill up the whole screen. Now it's doing some weird stuff. Let's do that. Interesting. All right. This is the Articles of Confederation. Right here. March 1st, 1781. And it was something I was trying to explain that about citizenship. That's not a good title, right? But in this Articles of Federation is talking about 3 distinct statuses in here. Let me show you. In number 4, it says the better to secure and perpetuate mutual friendship and intercourse among the people of the different states in this union. So the people is one status. The free inhabitants of each of the states, of these states, paupers, vagabonds, and fugitives from justice accepted. So actually it's talking about other statuses, people who have a very low status. Paupers, vagabonds, and fugitives, that's another status, right? But I really want to focus on people, free inhabitants, and then shall be entitled to all privilege and immunities of free citizens in the several states. So free citizens is another status. And the people of each state shall have free ingress and egress to and from any other state, and shall enjoy therein all the privilege of trade and commerce, subject to the same duties, imposition, and restrictions as the inhabitants thereof. That's key right there. See, inhabitants, the free inhabitants are the people, the natives. The people are the people who run in the government. That's what they're talking about. The people who come to, the United States and Congress, those are considered the people of the different states in this union. That's the key. Of the different states in this union. These are the people that come down to DC and try to get laws passed for their state and get all kind of benefits. Your congressmen, your senators, that's the people. Okay? But what's key, follow me. It says duties, impositions, and restrictions as the inhabitants thereof, showing that the inhabitants had what you call inalienable rights, the natives, respectively, because it says thereof. Saying, so what does the word thereof mean? Thereof means of the thing just mentioned of that, the member state or a part thereof. So the thereof they were referring to, they will have get the same rights as the inhabitants, showing that the inhabitants had a superior claim. Did y'all get that? See, just like I told you, a U.S. citizen and a citizen of the United States is in 2 different statuses. See, I wanted to show y'all that. See, that's why y'all have to be very careful about who y'all connected with and who's teaching y'all, because they'll have you going out the free one door and going back in to slavery in the next door. That's why I always use the word free inhabitants. Why? Because if you read all the codes and statutes, can anybody tell me about free inhabitants? And guess what? A free inhabitant is also one who gets to practice his religious rights freely. But that's who they. Why? Why did they have to do that? Because you had people from different backgrounds coming into this country or already here who had their religious practices that they had we can't mess with that. So I had to show y'all that. I went over that, but I wanted to show you those are different statuses they're talking about. See, they had to give their free citizens the one. That's why they say free citizen, because at one time their citizens was beholding slaves, and they had to give them some benefits. And you notice it was all talking about trading and all type of commercial activity in there. So I could go even deeper, but I'm not, because I don't want to be on here all night. So I just want to get to something. And let me take a drink on that. Hang on. So let me turn the music down. You turn the music down. Do y'all really want to know who y'all are? Y'all really want me to tell y'all where you come from? The Bible been telling y'all where y'all come from the whole time. But because y'all sat there and let these preachers tell y'all what the Bible was meaning, because y'all let them, let me respond here. Beth sending me some text messages. Because you guys have listened to these religious people tell y'all and literally conceal the truth from you, and that, like these preachers on the regular level, they don't know nothing about this, but on the higher level in these secret societies, they know all of this. What I'm about to say, these are the things that they're teaching in their secret meetings once they initiate you in. What I'm about to, and it's not really a secret. You just have to read it to know it. Y'all heard about the sons of man came down to earth, or came down from their heavenly position, or forsook their heavenly position and came down to this planet, came down here and had relations with the daughters of men. And y'all also heard how these wars broke out between the devil and God and Michael and the archangels and all these, and they gave these fancy names and these fancy benevolent ideologies of these beings. See, the truth is always very simple. But I'm just giving y'all a pretext of where I'm going. And they made it very clear. What is it? What's the scripture it says? What's the scripture say? There were giants. Okay. Give me. Let me find it. Give me. Read this here. It's Genesis chapter 2. Let me pick a King James version here. Genesis chapter 6. And it said, it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, and that he also is flesh, and yet the days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. Right now, they want to tell y'all it was just men, but when I break this, I'm about to break this all down and make it make sense. But in order for it to make sense, we have to go to Exodus chapter 19. Exodus chapter 19. Let's see. Exodus chapter 9. I'm going to share the screen in a minute. They left clues of the truth in here. You just got to take the blinders off, take the misinformation off your eyes. And I'm going to read this. I'm going to read all of this so y'all can get the context of this. Let me share the screen now. All right. Share screen, Exodus 19, share. All right, there it is. In the third month, when the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Egypt, the same day came they into the wilderness of Sinai. But they were departed from Rephidim and were come to the desert of Sinai and had pitched in the wilderness, and there Israel camped before the mount. And Moses went up unto God, and the Lord called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel, You have seen what I did unto Egyptians, and how I bare you an eagle's wing, and brought you unto myself. Coincidentally, the United States uses what as a symbol? Eagles, right? Okay. We're not going to get into that one. Now, therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then you shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. Those are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. And Moses came and called for the elders of the people and laid before their faces all these words which the Lord commanded him. And all the people answered together and said, All that the Lord hath spoken we will do. And Moses returned the words of the people unto the Lord. So Moses was going back and forth. He was the spokesman. He took the word of the Lord to the people, and the people right there. This is the in God we trust, you, right? They created a trust, a covenant with God. They said, we will do that. We agree to your terms of this covenant. And the Lord said unto Moses, Lo, I come unto thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with thee, and believe thee forever. And Moses told the words of the people unto the Lord. And the Lord said keep in mind, he said he's coming into a thick cloud. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go unto the people and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes, and be ready against the third day. For the third day the Lord will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai. Keep in mind, it said God, Lord, is coming down on this mountain, Mount Sinai. And thou shalt set bounds unto the people round about, saying, Take heed to yourselves that ye go not up into the mount or touch the border of it. Whosoever touches the mount shall be surely put to death. Right? So they're saying they can't go up to the mount, up to a certain point in the mountain. And if they do, they're going to be put to death. This shall not an hand touch it, but he shall surely be stoned or shot through, whether it be beast or man. It shall not live. With the trumpet soundeth long, they shall come up to the mount. Now I'm going to read a different version of the Bible and how it reads that same scripture. Verse 13 in this other version, it says this. Let me find it. It said, No hand shall touch them, but they shall be. Let me go to the first one. It says, Be careful not to go up to the mountain or to touch the edge of it. Any of who touch the mountain shall be put to death. No hand shall touch them. So if whoever touches that mountain or go beyond those boundaries, they're to be put to death. But the people that put to the death can't touch them. Right? Getting to something here. But they shall be stoned or shot with arrows. Whether animal or human being, they shall not live. When the trumpet sounds a long blast, they may go up on the mountain. So they can't go up onto the mountain until this trumpet blast. Right? So they got specific instructions. God is coming on the mountain, and he's coming in all of this smoke. Right? And if they go beyond the mountains while he's descending and he's settling there, if they touch it, he's telling people, y'all got to kill them. But don't touch them. Shoot them with an arrow or stone them. Basically kill them from afar. Because they've been I'm gonna break it down in a minute, but I'm gonna read the rest of it. And it says that Moses went down from the mount unto the people and sanctified the people, and they washed their clothes. And he said unto the people, "Be ready against the third day. Come not at your wives." I mean, don't sleep with your wives. And it came to pass on the third day in the morning that there was thunders and lightnings and thick cloud upon the mount, and the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud, so that all the people that was in the camp trembled. So the Lord is coming on the third day. What's the third day? They do everything in threes, right? They swing the gavel 3 times, right? Christ was raised on the third. That's just a little side note. I just want to pay attention to these numbers, right? And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with God, and they stood at the nether part of the mount. And Mount Sinai was altogether on smoke, because the Lord descended upon it in fire, and smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly. And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long and waxed louder and louder, Moses spake, and God answered him by a voice. And the Lord came down upon the Mount Sinai and on top of the mount, and the Lord called Moses up to the top of the mount, and Moses went up. And the Lord said unto Moses, "Go down, charge the people, lest they break through unto the Lord to gaze, and many of them perish. And let the priests also, which come near to the Lord, sanctify themselves, lest the Lord break forth upon them." And Moses said unto the Lord, "The people cannot come up to the Mount Sinai, for thou chargest us, saying, Set bounds about the mount and sanctify it." And the Lord said unto him, "Away, get thee down, and thou shalt come out, thou, Aaron, and thee. But let not the priests and the people break through to come up unto the Lord, lest he break forth upon them." And Moses went down unto the people and spake unto them. Before I tell you what's actually going on, let me read the other scripture, because it reads in better English. On the morning of the third day, there was thunder and lightning, as well as a thick cloud on the mountain, and a blast of trumpets so loud that all the people who were in the camp trembled. Moses brought the people out of the camp to meet God. They took their stand at the foot of the mountain. Now Mount Sinai was wrapped in smoke, because the Lord had descended upon it in fire. The smoke went up like the smoke of kiln, while the whole mountain shook violently. As the blast of the trumpet grew louder and louder, Moses would speak, and God would answer him in thunder. See how the different versions read? It said God answered him in thunder, right? When the Lord descended upon the Mount Sinai to the top of the mountain, the Lord summoned Moses to the top of the mountain, and Moses went up. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Go down and warn the people not to break through to the Lord to look. Otherwise, many of them will perish. Even the priests who approach the Lord must consecrate themselves, or the Lord will break out against them." Now, you know these are revised scriptures, right? They switching stuff around. Let me break this down. Let me just tell y'all what y'all reading. I started off talking about the sons of man, the God came down and slept with the daughters. It came. Now, if you read the book of Enoch, it talks about the watchers, people who are watching. Similar story. They came down, they forsook their position as watchers and got with the daughters of men. Before I explain this, I just want somebody to kind of, what do y'all think is really going on? Forget all of that stuff y'all been taught. What do y'all think happened here? Can somebody just give me an idea of what happened here? I'll wait. Hey, I got the Telegram open too. So if anybody want to comment, get on Telegram. I will give you the link and tell me what you think is happening here. And y'all gotta think outside of the box here. I'm just letting somebody say something in the chat. I'm waiting. While y'all doing that, let me give out the greetings. All praise to Yah. Says greeting to the family. Corinne says happy Wednesday. And I say share, like, and share these videos so we can get people to watch. Peace, prosperity, extreme wealth to all. Peace, everyone. C. King Bay, Falcon L says, and Peace Elder in chat, good evening. Mad Max 3 says peace. Yazir Bay says peace. Nobody's commenting. Y'all don't know? Y'all don't know what's happening here? He came to himself. Oh, that's what C. King Bay. That's what he got from what I read. Okay. Not quite. Not quite. I think you're thinking from a spiritual level. I got you. It's another answer here. It's another answer. Came to anybody else? One more before I break it down. Why is my thing? He just got on to the live. I just got on to the live. Oh, okay. You're gonna have to be back. See, my camera acting up again. Anybody else? I'm not gonna go read that over again. If you're just getting on, I'm sorry. You gotta go back. I'll give y'all another 30 seconds to figure it out. Come on, I'm waiting. I mean, God came on the mount, thunder, light, and fire, blah, blah. And then they said if you people went and touched, they had to be shot from a distance. You can't touch them yourself or you become defiled, basically. Only thing I can think of, a court case just from what I heard so far, and I didn't hear much. No, it ain't a court case. A transfer of wealth. Okay. Let me tell y'all something. All y'all brothers, people y'all call them black, native, American, all y'all dark people, y'all blue, black people that they want to call y'all. This God of the Bible, especially in the Old Testament, is nothing more. Y'all ready? Nothing more than your ancestors traveling by way of an intergalactic spaceship. I know that I keep crazy. No, I'm not. Y'all want me to read this again? I'm going to read it again and I'm going to break down how I'm telling you it's a spaceship. You had watchers up there that came down there. They was able to oversee things. That's, oh man, I'm coming. Let's beam me down, Scotty. Let me go to the planet. They've been showing y'all in these Star Wars movies all the time. Star Trek. Let's beam me up, Scotty. Beam me down. Let's go down and check out this planet. That whole Starship Enterprise is just a revamped story of your ancestors traveling the universes and exploring other planets. That's it. It's where you think they got the idea of these movies right out of here, but not the revised versions of this, but the actual old versions that they hiding away in the Vatican and stuff like that. But they got to tell y'all the truth somehow through mystical words. Then they gave y'all preachers and priests to teach y'all on a different. Do y'all realize education is on different levels? They're going to educate the paupers. Then they're going to educate the elite to know something different. And it's good. Homeboy just said it. Radiation. That's why they couldn't touch those people. Here it is. I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it again. I'm going to read it. He said, when Moses told the words of the people of the Lord, and the Lord said to Moses, go to the people and consecrate them today and tomorrow. Consecration means prepare them for the radiation. Give them the necessary stuff to counteract the radiation. because I'm coming and this stuff is going to kill them if they don't have this preparation. And certain people can't come up here because they're not going to have what I'm going to give you, Moses, to come up here. Right? Look. Consecrate them today and to have them wash their clothes and prepare for the third day. Because on the third day, the Lord will come down upon Mount Sinai in the sight of all the people. You should set limits for people all around, saying, be careful not to go up to the mountain or to touch the edge of it. Any who will touch that mountain shall be put to death. No hand shall touch them, but they shall be stoned or shot with an arrow, whether animals or human beings. What the clue is the animals. Okay, even if the animal go up there, they're going to kill them too. Because they're going to be infected with radiation. Y'all know when people have radiation poisoning, they right now, when they give someone a radiation pill for thyroid cancer, he got to stay away from his family. You can't even use the same toilet as them. These people that's giving people radiation for cancer know that this shit is not going to work. Here you got the Bible telling you, basically in code, that radiation is poison. Shall not live when the trumpet sounds a long blast, they may go up on the mountain. That trumpet blast means it's safe. So Moses went down from the mountain to the people. He consecrated the people and they washed their clothes. And he said to the people, prepare for the third day, do not go near a woman. Why not? Why can't they go near a woman? Because they will infect her with possible small doses of it because she got to bear children. Okay? Okay, let me keep going. On the morning of the third day, there was thunder and lightning, and as a thick cloud on the mount, and a blast of a trumpet so loud that all the people who were in the camp trembled. Moses, see, the clue is the thunder, the lightning. He's coming down. It's making all this noise, and it's thundering. It's fire. Everywhere in the Bible, when God is supposed to be, he came, but you saw fire. They talk smoke and all of this stuff. Moses brought the people out of the camp to meet God. They took their stand at the foot of the mountain. Now, Mount Sinai was wrapped in smoke because the Lord had descended upon it in fire in his ship. The smoke went up like the smoke of kiln while the whole mountain shook violently. This is a big ass ship. See, they had to make you believe that God was something out there that you could not really see. You had to imagine him. Because when you look at every black, brown person in the face, you're looking at God. Y'all the only people, we the only people that they had to lie about history too. They don't lie about anybody else's history. They lie about yours. They want you to. Why do you think slave movies are so prominent? Because it's the distraction. It's the misdirection from who you really are, where you really come from. The children of the sun, the light bearers, the light bringers. And light is not that white look. Light is really dark. But why? Because dark covers every spectrum of color there is. See, they romanticize the whole Bible to get you to believe something so that you can think that what was God? I did it. Yes, they are their creators. There's a creator. Oh, yeah, there is a creator. There's no accidents in how we got here. But there's the creators, the created, and the created became creators. I'll expand on that later on. And I told y'all from the beginning when I spoke about the bidding, these people who came down, they use men. Let me tell y'all something. There was a mutiny on the ship, and they didn't like the way the captain, God, was doing things. So they left the ship and came down. It wasn't just men, it was women too. And they came here and proceeded to create a colony here. And they the ones who built all of your high technology that they're hiding from you. These ancient buildings, they built all of that. Somebody, what happened to them? What happened? God got mad. He told you what he did. He said, I'm tired. I made man. Oh, they want to leave my ship? I'm going to cause a flood. I'm going to cause a catastrophe on this planet. And I'm going to cause a flood. But before and then he did a whole bunch of other stuff. He blew Sodom and Gomorrah off the map with energy weapons. Melted the city. But y'all know fire and sulfur came down. No, those are damn nuclear weapons. You think this generation of men was able to think of nuclear power before? No, they pulled that out of ancient documents and then they recreated, repurposed, or what do you call backwards engineered that technology. See? The answer is always very simple. When you have answers that you have to be bewildered by, I wonder, this, that, and the other. When I know how the truth works, the truth is very straight to the point. It doesn't have all these mystery doors to go through. The reason why it's hard for you to get to the truth, because the foundation of your knowledge is based on a lie. So it's always going to be, well, I think I know it's here. And you get to there, oh, it ain't that. I get over here, it ain't that. Now, when I break it down to you that simply, these are your ancestors who came here, got upset with what was going on up there, came down here, and then a war broke out between them, the powers. Or let me put it like this. The war broke out between the Titans. See, this was the beings that were already here. These were the names they were giving them. And they had all these special energy weapons and stuff. So these are superheroes to us compared to what we have. And when you understand that the people that were here were test tube babies that they seeded and genetic manipulations and stuff like that. I could go through every ethnic group out there and tell you where they came from. But I'm going to save that for another show. This is why these groups of people have distinctive looks about themselves, distinctive shapes. This is why, especially in the physical arena, when it's sports, boxing, we dominate. Why? Y'all the superheroes. Y'all the supermen, the superwomen. The only reason why you don't have all your strength is because of your diet. And number one, the lack of knowledge of self. The lack of knowledge of how to take your being and increase your strength and mental awareness. See, your diet and whatever you're feeding yourself is what is giving you the current state of mind that you're in and in a state of power that you're in. And other groups of people know it. They see it and say, why? Why is this just these people? No matter what we do to them, we can't get rid of them. Powerful. It's not 04. I just had to tell y'all that. I had to break that down. That you're let me add this too. See, y'all, we're so worried about rights to this land. This what on this planet. Do y'all know y'all have this planet is in trust? The whole planet, that's why everything operates out of trust. Because the planet is in trust. So if this planet is in trust, who is the trustee of the planet? Secondly, if this planet in trust, where's your real home? Where's that at? There's a reason why they keep spraying these skies with all of this stuff. There's a reason. Manipulating the weather. Giving you false flags to watch. There's a reason. Because there's a saying called, they're back. See, I didn't get into the 25,000 year equinox and all of that stuff and how this universe rotates around another universe. And it makes it so that they could jump from the original place they came from to here now. There's a big reset going on all levels, financial, spiritually, planetary. And then spiritual awareness is waking up, because if you look around, you see nothing but videos about what they call aliens and spacecraft and stuff like that. Stuff that's been around for a while, but social media just went wild with it. But of course, they want you to think that's just all conspiracy theories. But I just read something in the Bible that, like, come on, man. If you just take all the other stuff for it, it's coming down to his people. Why did he pick these people as his people? Because those was his, they were genetically related relatives. All right. Let's see. Up, man. Y'all go and read them scriptures now with a different mindset. Take the filters off your eyes of the misteachings and see. Y'all have a not only a right to this, y'all have rights to the galaxy. He said it. I'm coming back. In the Bible, it says, I'll be back to save my people. I'm coming back for my people. Huh? All right. All right. I hope I didn't mess y'all up too much, some of y'all. What do y'all think? Before I get off, what do y'all think? Who's got a comment? Anybody? Before I shut it down. I'm going to rename the show Ancient Aliens. Still Ricky God, the truth is absolute. You're absolutely right about that. I'm going to rename the show. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. I got things to do. But go see that Mission Impossible movie. They got a lot of hidden messages in there. A lot of stuff they're breaking down in there. Said Exodus 33:18-20. Yeah. Let me see. What does that say? Exodus 33. What does it say? It says 17. Moses said, "Show me your glory, I pray." And he said, "I will make all my goodness pass before you and will proclaim before you the name, the Lord, and I will be gracious to you, whom I will be gracious, and will show mercy on whom I will show mercy." But he said, "You cannot see my face, for no one shall see me and live." And the Lord continued, "See, there is a place by me where you shall stand on the rock. And while my glory passes by, I will put you in a cleft of the rock. I will cover you in my hand until I have passed by. Then I will take away my hand, and you shall see my back, but my face shall not be seen." Okay. On point, brother. That's another one. He passed. He said, "You won't see my face until I pass, but I'll put you in a cleft of a rock." What is cleft? Cleft. Definition. Past, person, split, divided, partially divided into two. And so put him in between the rock. I guess to protect him. I remember that passage from Reverend Ike. Yeah. Yep. But Yeshua said to them, "Let the children come to me and do not forbid them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." Great stuff. Fucking hell. All right, I'm out. I gave y'all a lot to digest. So, peace, prosperity, extreme wealth. Y'all have a good night. Peace.